This is such a proud human of Cirrus Research. The latest signals report is just out. This is our asset allocation work published each month. The title, Ongoing Market Broadening Curbs Speculative Reading. We've seen a massive pullback and a lot of violence within the equity markets in the last few months. As a result, our speculative readings have begun to stabilize and settle. We urge some caution, however, because other readings that we look at suggest that valuations are notably heightened, and we've got a market that's focused on looking at other assets. Importantly, our style oscillator is now squarely overweight value. This is very, very different from just a couple of years ago. What this is saying is that valuations matter much more than we think. So this idea of the pullback in software names or AI names, to rush right back into them if you're in a more valuation sensitive caution. A closer look at our asset allocation model also continues to suggest real caution. The equity allocation remains extremely underweight at 11%. This really ties to the periods that we saw in 2021, 2022, as the Fed was going into its tightening cycle. Importantly, what we've begun to see is a global investor that's looking for every other asset. You've had this chase into mega caps and AI for a while, and what we've seen since the bottoming of the market in April of last year, a rotation towards everything else, international emerging markets, and yes, US small micro caps. So this reading, I think, suggests that we remain more cautious, and if our value reading is correct, it does say remain more valuation sensitive. Importantly, when we think of leadership, that is radically changing. As much as we've all got this idea that NVIDIA is the leadership, what you'll notice is that when you look to leadership baskets, whether it's large, mid, and small, what we are seeing is a notable increase in healthcare. In fact, you've got in the smaller cap leadership been a 31% exposure to healthcare currently, and about 16% in the mid-cap portfolios. Importantly, industrials play a sizable role with 23% in the mid-cap and about 16% in the small cap. Bottom line, this idea about power generation, infrastructure for AI, all of these are pointing to the industrial exposure. So we think this is a very constructive case. The one cautionary note is the fact that the smaller industrials have run very, very aggressively. Some caution is definitely warranted there. Take a look at the full report, and thank you.